She never sought a crown of blood, but when Rome shattered her home, a queen rose from the ashes, and the empire learned to fear her name. Before the rebellion scorched Britannia, before legions trembled at the thunder of her chariot, she was simply Boudica, a woman shaped by Celtic winds and ancient gods. Her life was meant to be quiet, but fate demanded she become fire. If you enjoy stories of history and power, remember to like this video and subscribe so you won't miss the next great legend. Now, let us begin. Long before Roman roads carved through the misty forests of Britain, the land belonged to tribes, the Celts, people of ritual, courage, and wild freedom. They lived by the seasons, fought for honor, and held fiercely to their ancestral lands. In the east, across open plains and sacred groves, stood the kingdom of the Iceni, proud, stubborn, unbroken, and among them was a queen. Boudica was not born into softness. The Celts raised their daughters to ride horses, wield spears, and speak before warriors. Her hair, flame red, braided with iron rings, marked her as someone who would not bend easily. She grew surrounded by druids, storytellers, and the whisper of Celtic gods who lived within every river, every tree, every bolt of lightning.
I will not fall!
When she married King Prasutagus, it was a union of strength, not submission, a queen beside a king, not behind him. Yet even as they ruled, a shadow crept across Britannia. In 43 CE, Rome invaded under Emperor Claudius. Thousands of legionaries marched in perfect formation, their discipline unmatched. Tribes fell, kings surrendered, and soon, Britannia became a jewel in Rome's imperial crown. But the Iceni struck a deal, not of loyalty, but necessity. They became a client kingdom, allowed to keep their lands as long as they bowed their heads just low enough. Boudica did not like Rome, but she tolerated its presence until the day Rome tried to take everything. When King Prasutagus died around 60 CE, he left a will, half his wealth to Emperor Nero, half to his daughters. This was Celtic custom. Women could inherit, rule, command. But Rome saw it differently. To Romanize, a woman inheriting a kingdom was an insult, a challenge, a reason for punishment. And so the legions marched into Iceni territory, not as diplomats, but as predators. They seized arms and grain, confiscated land, dragged nobles into chains. Moneylenders demanded impossible debts. Rome claimed that the Iceni were now property of the empire. And then they broke the final boundary. Before her people, before her daughters, Boudica was beaten, whipped as if she were nothing. Her daughters were assaulted, humiliated, crushed beneath the boots of an empire. The Celts believed that honor was soul deep. To harm a woman, especially a queen, was to call down the wrath of gods. The forest grew silent. The winds shifted. And something inside Boudica rose up, something ancient, something furious. She swore vengeance, not quietly, not in whispers. The entire island would hear her scream. The Iceni rose. The Trinovantes rose. Other tribes, long suppressed by harsh taxes and Roman arrogance, joined her cause. What Rome thought was a simple province was about to become a battlefield of gods and men. The Celtic tribes gathered in sacred groves, under the watch of druids draped in white. They spoke prophecy, burned offerings, and declared that the land itself demanded rebellion. Boudica stood before them, tall, fierce, Her wounds still healing, her daughters at her side.
We will not bow.
She raised her spear, and the tribes answered with roars that shook the night. Rome, meanwhile, was distracted. Governor Suetonius Paulinus had taken most of the legions west to smash the last Druid stronghold on the island of Mona. He wanted to wipe Celtic religion off the map. This decision left southeastern Britain nearly defenseless. It was the worst timing Rome could have chosen. Boudica struck first. Camulodunum, the first Roman colony, filled with veterans who lorded over the locals, was targeted. The citizens begged Rome for aid, but only a handful of soldiers came. Too little, too late.
Gain of servant. Charge forward! Take the wagons! Victory is ours!
Boudica's army, tens of thousands strong, descended on the city like a storm. The walls fell. The Temple of Claudius, the symbol of Rome's divine authority, became a tomb. For 2 days, defenders held out. Then the temple collapsed into fire. From there, the queen did not stop.
Every razed village, now we take it back.
Londinium awaited, a thriving nexus of traders, soldiers, and colonists. Paulinus reached it first, but he saw the truth. He could not defend it. He abandoned the city. Boudica arrived like a tidal wave, and Londinium burned. Timber, stone, Roman pride, all reduced to smoke and embers. Next came Verulamium, another prosperous Roman settlement. It too fell into ashes. In the span of weeks, 3 major Roman cities had been annihilated. Between 70,000 and 80,000 Romans and Loyalists lay dead, numbers Rome had never suffered in Britannia. Boudica rode at the front of every charge, in a war chariot with gleaming sickle blades on its wheels. Her daughters rode beside her, symbols of survival and rage. To the Celts, she was not merely a queen. She was their fury, their justice, their fire. But fire burns fast, and Rome endures. When Paulinus heard of the devastation, he did not retreat. He gathered what forces remained, a mere 10,000 soldiers against Boudica's massive host. Legionaries, auxiliaries, cavalry. Outnumbered at least 10 to 1. But Rome knew one truth: discipline wins wars that numbers cannot. Paulinus chose the battleground with precision. A narrow defile along the Watling Street road, a valley with forests at the rear, open land ahead. The Celts could not flank them, could not surround them. It was a trap, and the Britons walked right into it. Boudica arrived with countless warriors, families, and wagons, forming a ring of spectators ready to witness Rome's final breath. Before the clash, Boudica stood atop her chariot, her daughters beside her, her voice rising above the thunder of drums. She spoke of betrayal, of the lash, of her daughters' cries, of the broken treaty, of freedom, stolen and defiled. Her words ignited her army. The Celts charged forward, a flood of bodies and rage.
We die standing!
Rome did not move. They waited. Shields locked, spears braced, eyes cold. And then, at the perfect moment, Paulinus gave the order.
Attack!
The Roman wedge slammed forward, a disciplined blade cutting through a chaotic sea. Celtic warriors were crushed against their own retreating lines. Their wagons trapped them from behind. Panic spread. The battlefield became a slaughter. Tacitus claims 80,000 Britons died. Rome lost around 400. The rebellion collapsed in a single day. Boudica watched her army, her nation, fall. A queen staring at the ruins of her last hope. History disagrees on her final breath. Some say she poisoned herself, choosing death over humiliation. Others say illness claimed her body broken by grief and war. Her daughters may have died with her, or vanished into legend. No grave has ever been found. Some believe she lies beneath ancient mounds. Others whisper she rests under modern London, unknowingly honored by the city she once burned. What is certain is this: the rebellion ended, but her legacy did not. Rome tightened its grip on Britannia, rebuilding the cities Boudica destroyed. But even hardened legionaries spoke her name with a mix of fear and respect. Centuries later, she became a symbol of resistance, of pride, of a woman who refused to kneel before the greatest empire the world had ever known. Her statue now stands near Westminster Bridge, her chariot frozen in bronze, wheels ready to turn once more. A reminder that some legends do not fade, some voices do not go silent, some flames burn long after the ashes cool. She never sought a crown of blood, but when Rome shattered her home, a queen rose from the ashes, and the empire learned to fear her name.